like to say that living donor liver transplant is a better option in a country where there is a sparse organ donation. With increasing experience, mortality is becoming negligible and morbidity is also approaching now single digit. I would like to thank these three centers where had been work for the hepatobiliary and pancreatic surgery in India. I would like to share this brief case report of our post-liver transplant mucormycosis, which has, he was a 60-year-old gentleman who had no medical comorbidities, alcoholic liver disease with abstinence of 6 months and MEL score of 22 and child C. He underwent living donor liver transplant. He did absolutely well. On day 3, he was out of ICU, off all the infusions. But on post-operative day 9, he developed coffee ground vomitus, which was actually scared us. And immediately we rushed him for endoscopy. And for our surprise, it was a blackish discoloration which was seen over there. And immediately we did a microscopic examination which showed there is evidence of fungal infestation. And he was started on amphotericin B. And as it was a mucormycosis which was limited to the gastroesophageal junction, we planned him for an exploration, an emergency exploration. On exploration, we are able to see, this is the graft with the cut surface seen over there, and this is the conduit of the middle hepatic vein used. And on-table enteroscopy was seen to see the mark of demarcation to decide basically the location from where we would like to resect the stomach so that we can take care of the mucormycosis. So it's something involvement or something like this where part of the esophagus and the stomach was involved. So we went ahead with the resection of a proximal gastrectomy and then anastomosis between esophagus and stomach. Postoperatively, we can see the gastric tube with the remnant stomach, which is oversewn, and the cut surface of the liver. This is the transplanted liver, which was absolutely well. And just before closure, we did a Doppler to confirm that we have not disturbed any arterial flow or the venous flow to the liver in handling. This is the cut open specimen, which is showing mucormycosis, the black area, and the G junction where it was normal and the part of the normal stomach. Ryle's tube was removed on day 5. Feeding jejunostomy was started on day 2 for this patient, and he was discharged by 8th day. And follow-up endoscopy, there was no evidence of residual disease. He was treated with amphotericin B, lyophilized, and a posaconazole for 21 days. And here we had on the follow-up doing well with clips, alternate clip removed. This was the histopathological appearance of the specimen, which showed there is evidence of an ulcer with microscopy showing fungal hyphae in the east, and the past positive as well as on the methylene silver stain, there was evidence of hyphae. So something about mucormycosis. GI mucormycosis is very rare, usually reported after the solid organ transplant. Mortality rate are very high as 85%, and the most common site is stomach. There are only few reports of a successfully treated case of gastric mucor. Successful treatment of a mucor requires 4 steps. That is true for any mucor anywhere in the body. Early diagnosis, reversal of underlying predisposing risk factor, surgical debridement where applicable, and prompt antifungal therapy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We give the microphone to the organizer.
No, question answers.
Any question? If no more question, thank you very much, Dr. Dhaka.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sachin, and thanks a lot, Professor Supakon, for moderating this session. Bad news, we are canceling the coffee break. Good news, we'll serve the lunch early. I'll just straight away announce the session 2 of day 2, which is on upper GI surgery. And may I have the moderators on stage, Dr. Ajit Tharakan, Professor Nukaloa, Dr. Gurjeet Gulati, and Dr. Haitham, please. During this session, at about 12:15, we will be announcing the prayer break, and we have arranged for prayers in Prime Hospital. So those who are interested can go to the Prime Hospital for prayer, or if they wish to go to a mosque on their own, then there's a mosque behind Lee Meridian. We will open the lunch at 12:30 and we'll start the balance of session 2 at around 1:30.
Good morning, everybody. For the first lecture, I would welcome Professor Wolfgang Fehl. He is Professor of Surgery, Medical Director, Department, General Visitor Surgery. He is President of the European Board of Surgery, UEMS. He is Foundation and Honorary President of the UEMS Division of General Surgery and Executive European Surgical Society, that is ESS, and Executive Austrian Society of Surgery. Please welcome Professor Wolfgang Fehl.